Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Well, welcome back, everybody. The divorce rate for the last few years has been at least 50%. Lots of people have made some major life changes and finding themselves single by choice or otherwise. How do you look at that life, single, and also be happy? We're going to talk about that today with somebody who does a lot of different things, offers so much. Her mission is not just empowering and educating, but also strengthening the family and you as an individual. She's all about your road to success. Dr. Wanda M. Thomas joins us once again on the program. Wanda, welcome back. How you doing today?
Oh, my God, Steve. I am so awesome, and thank you for having me once again.
I want to get to your book, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes, but you've done a lot. You've experienced the entertainment industry, home improvement industry. You've done many different things in your life and empowered a lot of people, even through your ministry, to move their lives forward. It can be a challenge if you're single and finding happiness in that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I've had my own personal experiences at choosing the wrong mate, because it takes two. And if you're not honest with yourself, and what I found out is not so much you're being honest with yourself, you don't know yourself. You don't know who you are yet. You're still seeking. And until you go through certain difficulties and misfortune, you should learn from those mistakes, and that's what I have done. I learned from a lot of my mistakes. Even in my businesses, I've learned I had a lot of success and a lot of failures, and now it's just success at this point.
Isn't it interesting that when you're single, you say to yourself, "Yeah, I got this. Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's all good." But you forget that you came off of a relationship, and I'm talking about a marriage. I'm not talking about just dating somebody for a year.
Correct.
I'm talking about something long term. You come off of that, but you forget that you were connected to somebody, whether you want to admit it or not, and your life was their life, your life. So you haven't figured you out. You haven't figured you out. And you need to take that time to dive deep and understand who you are, just exactly what you said.
Yeah, it's really a twofold, because especially if you started the relationship in your young life and you've been together for 10, 15, 20 years, you never even got a chance. You left right from mom or out of college into a committed relationship with a husband, kids, and you never even really got a chance to learn who you are. So that's one fold. And the second fold is you coming into a relationship, out of another relationship, into one, thinking, he loves me, she loves me. And again, you haven't really learned anything from those until you spend time by yourself. And that's where I am. I wouldn't do justice in a relationship right now, Steve. Would I like? I would, but I'm kind of busy and I'm really focusing on my career, and it's really just kicking off. So I do have some male friends, but honestly, I wouldn't do them justice right now because I'm too focused.
Interesting. Wow. I get what you're saying. I've been there, living it, doing it, all of it. And it's a delicate balance, isn't it? Because you want to have relationships. And I don't mean, the one-on-one romantic relationships. I don't mean just that, but relationships with people. I found when I was walking down the divorce road a few years ago that my world opened up. And it was, marriage, I thought was fine. It was okay. Then seeing the other side, somebody said to me, even in the last year or so, wow, people your age don't have all these new friends or as many friends as you have. I'm you meet one, they connect you to three, and then it just goes on, and then you become part of groups, and then you're all hanging out and all of that. But you bring up a really great point. That's all good. But if you want to focus on goals, you usually can't the way you want to, because you need to focus, you need to put the attention on your goals and not everything else out there. So I believe it's truly a delicate balance.
It is. It is. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that I'm very transparent. That's my main phrase, because I need to be honest with me. Before I can help anyone else or do anything else for someone, I have to be honest with me in that walk. If I'm going to tell you about your relationship and how to be successful in your relationship and carry morals and principles, I have to live that life, or I feel fake, a hypocrite. I can't give you and teach you what's in my heart if I'm not doing it. And that's where I feel my success is because I walk that walk. The things I share with people, I do that walk in the privacy of my own home. Because, again, those who truly know me, my gifts, my talents, my lessons all come from God. I give him all the glory, all the time, all the accolades. I don't really put halos over other people's heads, because we're flawed. We're flawed and we're imperfect. So I give all of my, I give everything I know, I give to God. Because when I made decisions of my own, it just went far to the left all the time, era after era. And I learned, once I stopped trying to do it myself and really, truly, Lord, where do you want me to go with this? What do you want me to do? And every time I take it to him personally, that's why it's good to have that personal relationship. Every time I take it to him, I never fail. I never fail. And that's my reward, and those are my blessings, and that's what I share. And anyone who wants that, that's how I give it to them. Straightforward. They may not want to hear it all the time, God, but I don't go around like a frantic person. I give it with love. Not to stop someone from what they want to do, because they think Christians are boring. They think Christians are boring. And I'm still playing with the title, right, Steve? How to be single and happy, how to be single, happy, and a Christian, because people think Christians are boring, and that's far from the truth, because it's not so much the Christian, it's the individual as well. If you're a fun-going person, you're a fun-going person anyway. If you are a mean person and you're getting to know Christ, you're going to be a mean person. There's a lot of mean people in church, so.
And why do you think they are? Why is it? Do you think it really goes deeper in things that they're dealing with?
Oh my God, that's a whole nother topic, because you got to remember, the people in the street are the people in the church.
Sure.
Mental health, broke people, people with loss, dealing with all kind of situations in their lives, confusion, abandonment, tragedy. Those are the same people in church that you see on the street. They just have a better way of hiding it. And then you have those who don't, and they just mean. Let me just share this real quick.
Sure.
When I was younger, right, and I was at work, there was this woman. Now, I wasn't a Christian. I didn't come into being a Christian until I was 40 years old. I think it was my 40th birthday, I believe. And prior to that, I was working at this company for about 10 years. And the one of my coworkers, oh my gosh, she used to wear this white suit all the time. I guess it was an usher suit. I wasn't a church-going person. I wasn't brought up in that kind of environment like that. But she was the meanest woman I ever met. And she made me say, I'm never going to church. She was so mean. I didn't even want to walk past her desk as a young lady. I was 20 years old. I was afraid. Everybody was afraid to walk past her desk, that area. I would take the long road around just so I don't have to walk past her. She would give you this look with her eyes that would tear down an army. That's how mean she was. And she made me say, I never want to go to church. I don't want to know about that guy. But just like her, until you experience him yourself, oh my God, it's the most beautiful experience and welcoming experience you will ever have. And this is where I am now because of it.
How do you get to that point? And I just want to say, we're not necessarily talking just about religion here, but how do you get to the point where you can believe in something, be inspired by it, rely on it, find hope and faith in it? And if it is God, religion, whatever, how do you just throw your hands up and say, all right, like the song goes, Jesus, take the wheel?
Yeah. Everything starts, Steve, with dedication, believing in something. Whether it's your dog, whether it's your husband, whether it's the rock on the ground.
Whether it's, can I add one more? And I think it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right.
There you go. That's the key right there. Absolutely. You have to believe in something, and then you just have to be diligent. Through all of the strongholds, all of the trials and errors, perseverance, you cannot give up. And that's been my walk. I never gave up through all kinds of trials and errors and upsets and disappointments, blood, sweat, tears. I promise you, you say it, I can name it. All kind of trauma, loss, loved ones, personal, close, and I still would just snap back, and the strength, it couldn't have been my own, because the things I've been through, I shouldn't even be here anyway. The things I've been through and done on my own, I shouldn't even been here.
What
That's
point?
Why I'm so excited, and I love life because I know where I came from. I'm transparent and I'm real.
Where was that aha moment for you, Wanda?
Honestly, I have a few of them, but my main one was, wow, I got it. I got to think about me. We get so caught up in everything and everybody first, and we don't think about ourselves.
Yep.
And we got to get a little selfish first, because you got to help you before you can help anybody else. If you don't got it going on, or you don't got it together, how can you help anyone else? You got to get it first. That was my aha moment when I said, I got it, Lord. I got it. Yes.
I see it as you're saying it, and I feel it.
Amen.
Because I got it. I got it at a point too. And I gravitate toward this one phrase. I'm part of a men's group, joined about 11 weeks ago, and
Awesome.
and there's different tours. They call them tours. So we're in like a 90-day tour of this particular group of men, and it's some of the men that came from another group, and there's a whole big tribe. It's all about leadership, community service, navigating relationships, all of that. They made me the shaman last week, and tonight I'm going to deliver this 2-minute message, but it's this phrase that has piloted me. And I got you. Where you say, things you've been through, like people have said to me, even in the last few years, how did you get through that? How are you doing it? And it's these 7 words: all I need is within me now. And whatever you want to believe, where it came from, source, universe, God, or you just have it. Everything, my belief, everything that we need, we have it. You want the answer? You already know the answer. You choice A, choice B, you already know. Sit with yourself.
That's right.
Go
my
with,
God.
right? Go with your intuition. But like you said, your aha moment, kind of similar to mine. I was feeling like, how am I going to do this? Like, what, look at this. Look what, I'm dealing with. I walked outside and I looked up at the sun and I said, oh, you got this. And I call it my quiet calm. Now, if you want to connect that to anything, you can. But it was just this feeling of like peace, like, all right, yeah, it's going to be all right. No matter what, you'll figure it out.
No, absolutely. Even through the mix of storm, loss, I had to find strength And that was my strength. And everybody finds strength in something else, individually. And that's my strength is always God. That's my strength. Then I got my family, and then I got my friends, that I know are my true friends, and my family, very close-knit and very supportive. My family and friends, and I got a few friends I can count on one hand. And when you have that, you don't need a whole Facebook crowd and telling everybody about your business on Facebook. And if you want somebody to kill you, just go on Facebook. Oh, I'm here, I'm there. This is where I'm at right now. People are FaceTiming and telling them their businesses and where they are and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm old. I don't do that.
I don't want to say I stopped doing that, but I pulled back radically because, and I don't want to even get into it, but it's just not even, what's the point after a while?
Right.
I was at an event last week. I was like, yeah, I probably should share some pictures. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I mean, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enjoy the moment. I'm going to enjoy the people around me. I'm not going to take pictures and post and all of that. What I would post, if something comes my way, I find that somebody could be inspired by or find extremely interesting.
Right.
All right, but I don't need, there's no bragging or anything like that.
Right. Well, you know what, Steve, for me, the post, I forget with my websites and I need content, I really forget. My friends say, take pictures.
Me too.
Take pictures. I really forget because I just want to enjoy the company I'm with, the people I'm with. I forget all about all of that. And they'll come and say, take a picture with me. I'll take the picture, but I forget. And forget to tell them, send that to me so I can put it on the website. I always try to put new content up. I just did my brother's wedding on Sunday, this past Sunday, at the park, I forgot to get the picture. I think I got one picture of him and his wife so I can upload on my website, because I just enjoy the company and the friends.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, that's the other thing. I'm glad you said that. Live in the moment, because so many of us don't. Many of us are living in the past. We're living in the future. And what does that mean? Usually depression from the past, anxiety from the future, and then you're not savoring these moments that are in front of you where you could make them so wonderful and special, like in the moments, not even thinking, because guess what? We can't change 5 minutes from now, 5 seconds, 5 days, 5 years, 5 weeks.
You say that all the time.
I don't know about you, but I have nobody on this planet that knows what's going to happen. If you find them, let me know. I'll get them on with us.
Absolutely. Am I going to hit the ticket? No. I'm going to hit the 6 pick.
Right?
But, it's a beautiful thing. You're absolutely right. Living in the moment. I focus on the moment and I focus on tomorrow. If I, write all of my events and things I have going on for the future. And tomorrow is our future. So I try to write that stuff down, but I leave it right where it is. That's why I write everything down, Steve, because I don't want to think about it anymore. Mm-hmm. It's already on my board. I see it before I lay my head down. So I already know what I got to do the next day.
I want to, real quick, let's talk about that. The practice of Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
What are things that you are intentional about? Like, I just learned here that you plan your day the day before.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the other things that work for you?
I'm a planner. I am a stickler for time. I am. I have this friend. Oh God, we bump heads all the time because she says, "Wanda, look, you can't hold me down. I move. I don't go with time." And here I am trying to stick her to time. Well, I have to do it this way because it works better. I'm trying to put her in a box like we always put God in a box, and I just can't put her in a box. But because we have so many years. So with her, yeah, she's like my sister. But someone else, No, business associate, acquaintance, and just building a relationship. Yeah, we're gonna stick to time. There's this saying with black folks, with African Americans, right? We have this saying, CP time, called color people time. We say that as a joke. I can't do that. I tell my friends and family, we're not doing that. If I say 2:00, I am a stickler for time, especially when it's a new relationship. I write everything down. I already know ahead of time. Some things, I am flexible, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm a stickler, Steve, but I am flexible because some things happen out of my control. I have to be able to adjust.
Sure.
You can't be so rigid. So I am open for anything to happen. And thank God it doesn't happen so often. But in the event it does, I'm prepared. I'm not all bent out of shape and going ragged.
Well, because you have faith. You have faith that it's going to work out, that it's going to be okay. Tell me about your book.
Well, it's going to be an autobiography. It's really about how to be single and happy. And I'm starting from my childhood, from the fighting and the arguing with my brothers and sisters. I come from a family of 9. I'm the 5th child. And so I talk about just the simple times of life, where my happiness actually, what inspired the book was today, where my happiness came from. And I'm digging deep in my soul and myself to be so transparent and really find everything that inspired me today. And that's coming from a family where I didn't have to be an adult. My mother was the decision maker. She the one who ruled with an iron fist. She was the disciplinarian. She reprimanded you. You didn't want to cross her. She kept food on the table, 4-course meals every night. I didn't have to lose sleep, hit a bed. And I think about the people who go through this tragedy today, young folks who got to be the parent and don't know where their next meal coming from, don't know how the bill's going to get paid. I didn't have to worry about that. So I guess a lot of my joy today comes from I didn't have to go through a life like that. We were considered, in the urban community, we were considered the rich kids because there was nothing we didn't have or nothing my mother didn't do for us. And it was 9 of us. And she gave us all equal when it came to the holidays, every holiday. New Year's, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Oh my God, it was priceless. 10, 14-course meals every year. She did this up until I was an adult, moved out of her home. You couldn't even walk into the living room on Christmas Day. Me and my brother, we're very close in age, so we're very close. We go in there like mad people, just ripping gifts open because you barely was able to walk into the living room.
Love it.
The food was covered. This is how I was brought up. I don't know how my mother did it. From this day, I asked my mom.
Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny you say that? We're just about out of time, but when you say it, I think about it. My mom passed 5 years ago, and when I look back, single mom, and I think, how the heck did she do that? How did she pull that off? Right down to the point where I got a job in radio when I was still in high school.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even have a driver's license, and she would work. She would drive me to the radio station, go home, then pick me up, then go home, then go to work. I'd go to school, rinse and repeat for months. I don't know how, like you said.
Oh, my God.
I don't know how they did it.
We couldn't do what they did.
I'm going to have to sit with that, and I'm afraid to admit it. And then comes in guilt. like we didn't appreciate it at the time.
No,
and we're talking about it now.
Oh my God, we didn't.
Right?
We didn't.
You do so much, from officiating weddings, pictures, motivational speaking, of course, counseling, connected to ministry, and you're just there to help people succeed and move their lives forward. Somebody wants to talk to you. How do they find you, Wanda?
Okay. They can find me. They can go to my website, WandaRoadToSuccess.com. or just call me, old-fashioned, 732-900-7362. Everything they need to know is right there on my website. It's updated. And let me just add this real quick, too, Steve.
Please.
We are doing a mini American Idol audition. We are taking the new artists that win our finale. We're going to take them on tour. We're giving them a video. We're giving them pictures. We're giving them cash prize. We're giving them a studio contract. Just reach out to me if you're interested of becoming that next artist. You don't have to do anything. Just reach out to me, call me, or go to my email, send to my email, Wanda Road to Success, the number 1 at yahoo.com, and send me your material.
Love it. Love it. I know somebody and just saw him the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since we got together, and there's so many talented people out there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Let's spread the word.
Yeah. Because we're gonna stream it, so you don't have to be in New Jersey or New York. We're gonna stream this live as well, so you will have the opportunity to perform right here in the comfort of wherever you are, as long as you made the cut. Though the material is important because I have to cipher through it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're amazing. Love what you do. Love your energy. I need to take it with me 24/7. Just amazing. Thank you. Thank you for today, and looking forward next time we get together.
Well, thank you. You as well. Have a blessed one.
Hello, this is Dr. Wanda Thomas coming at you with the PBN Podcast News Network. Check me out every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to talk about topics that affect our everyday life.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Can I touch this? Where does sand come from? Is this tree good for climbing? What happens if I mix these two things together? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Storing your guns securely is the best way to prevent family fire, including unintentional shootings. For more information on safe gun storage and ways to keep your family safe, visit endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org.
What do we keep in the attic? What's this thing called? Can I ride my bike backwards?
Like I said, kids are curious. It's up to us to keep them safe. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.